Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Spear. I'm Sandeep Chandok.
And I'm Keanu Higigi.
First up, SJSU Football continues their losing streak that is. Jose Trujillo has the highlights from this weekend's game against San Diego State.
The Spartans were back at home Saturday night, taking on the 7-2 San Diego State Aztecs. Kicking things off in the first quarter, Rashard Penny 13-yard touchdown run caps off an 11-play 75-yard opening drive, 7-0 Aztecs. On San Diego's next drive, Penny 82 yards to the house. Run defense has haunted the Spartans all season long, and it was no different against San Diego. 14-0 Aztecs after the score. Penny's backup, Juwan Washington Jr., getting in on the fun 1-yard touchdown run makes it 21-0. Another solid gain up the gut for 17 yards will lead to Washington's second touchdown of the game. 35-0 Aztecs at the half. Very little highlights for the Spartans in this one. Frank Ginda doing what he does best, tackling, stops Penny for a loss. On the Spartans' lone touchdown of the night, quarterback Montauran, 2 receiver Trey Walker, 2 receiver Justin Holmes on the trick play. See you later, 54-yard touchdown pass. But the Aztecs would respond, and with who else? Penny, 64 yards for the touchdown. The Spartans had no answer for San Diego's run game. The Aztecs would set a program record for most rushing yards in a game with 554 yards. The final score from Sefco Stadium, San Diego State 52, San Jose State 7. The season will continue as the team travels to Nevada next Saturday.
Muhammad Bafaki and I analyzed the Spartans' 52-7 loss to San Diego State last week.
Hi guys, thanks for joining us on another edition of the Spear Vodcast. My name is Muhammad Bafaki. I'm joined alongside Keanu Higigi. San Jose State's 52-7 loss against San Diego State. A lot of it was because of one of the best running backs in the country, in Rashard Penny. 234 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. It's the guy that only carried the football once in the second half. What did you see from the run game that ultimately was the reason why San Jose State was not able to get things rolling?
It's simple. San Jose State can't stop the run. We knew this going into the game. San Diego State knew this going into the game. And I bet you San Jose State knew this going into the game.
Right.
And it was very apparent. 400 yards or 554 yards on the ground. These are numbers I have never seen before in a football game. They had the ball for 43 minutes. San Jose State had the ball for 1 minute in the fourth quarter. It just looks like they gave up, honestly, at a certain point.
Right, and for San Jose State, Tyler Nevins was a guy that was starting to get the ball rolling, but they only had 33 yards rushing. And I think defensively it was a bright spot with Tyson Parker, who had 16 tackles, true freshman, but the defense is banged up too. You had offensive linemen playing on the defensive line. It's just a makeshift kind of style of defense, and it's been tough watching.
Yeah, it's been very tough. Injuries, they've been just getting beat up around on the offensive line and in the trenches, and it's going to be tough. And the season's over. The team hasn't found an identity, but these last 3 games, you got to play your hearts out. You got to find an identity because there's going to be a football season next year, whether you like it or not.
Absolutely, and because Nevada's the next team they play who's been struggling, it's on the road, but there's got to be a chance where they feel like, you know what, we did lose to a struggling BYU team, but here's a Nevada team that we maybe have a chance against.
Yeah, BYU team that lost to many really well-rounded opponents.
Right.
Nevada, a team that's in the Mountain West and has been struggling in the Mountain West. So when I look at their schedule, this might be the one game that they can win in the Mountain West, so that the only win this season won't be this unconvincing win against Cal Poly.
Right, and the next 2 games will be on the road for San Jose State for the season finale here at home against Wyoming. That's all for today, guys. Thank you for joining us.
So Keanu, after talking to Mohammed, what do you think this team needs to do on the road this week against Nevada, another tough Mountain West opponent, to come out with its win?
Basically, the team needs to polish up on defense. They've been getting pounded on the rush game, and it's just been the major problem for years now, not just this year. So hopefully they can contain the rush, not give up 554 rush yards. It's going to be a big key, but hopefully they'll go into Nevada and get that first Mountain Conference win of the season.
Yeah, well, it's been a couple months now since San Jose State has won a football game, so hopefully this weekend they can take care of it.
Women's basketball begins its season without its top 2 scorers from last season. Andrew Talamontes has more on their exhibition game against Stanislaus State.
This last Sunday, the San Jose State Spartans went up against the Stanislaus State Warriors, defeating the Warriors 83-72. Sophomore guard Taylor Turney drives in and flips up the shot and gets 2 to go for the Spartans. After a pass from Hofaka, Andrea Colas, the junior is able to connect from 3 from downtown. The Spartans not only show that they can penetrate within, but also can hit from behind the arc, showing Kirsten Clark, freshman, hitting another 3, and Haley Gannett hitting a 3 of her own. The Spartans were able to drive in and show the team chemistry early on after another pass and a Hofaka bucket. The Stanislaus State Warriors showed breakdowns in their defense. whether it was defending the three or defending within the paint. After another bucket from the Spartans, the Stanislaus State Warriors were confused as to what they had to do to contain the Spartans' offense. And be on the lookout as the young San Jose State women's basketball team goes into LA to play number 7 ranked UCLA in LA this Friday.
Men's basketball is ready for the regular season. After a dominating effort in their final preseason game, Jose Trujillo has more.
The final tune-up game for the Spartans before the regular season saw them taking on Notre Dame de Namur, and it was all Spartans from the tip-off. Ryan Welledge with a short pass to Jace Hellman for a nice jumper. Notre Dame's Christopher Williams responds with a deep three-pointer. Nice ball movement for the Spartans. Finds center Ashton Chaston down low for the layup. All this ball movement should put a smile on Coach Priedel's face. Ryan Welledge with one of his 2 3-pointers of the game. He would finish tied for a team-high 16 points and lead the team in rebounds with 9. More ball movement for the Spartans leads to a Keith Fisher layup. The redshirt freshman is looking really good. On the other end, guard Caleb Simmons with a denial and starts the fast break before being fouled. Simmons would go on to nail his free throw. In transition, Isaiah Nichols rises up to the basket for 2. A really nice fast break for the Spartans. Welledge with a miss. Now a battle down low. Who's going to get it? That would be big man Omar Berry with the putback. It was all Spartans in this one, as San Jose State would go on to take it 90-40. Now it's on to the regular season as the Spartans host Antelope Valley on Friday.
San Jose State head coach Simon Tobin faces his former school, Cal State Bakersfield, with a win or a tie to clinch a WAC tournament bid for the Spartans.
It was senior day for 3 San Jose State Spartans, including Carlos Valdovinos, Jeremy Romero, and Alexis Ocampo, Friday afternoon. The Spartans faced Cal State Bakersfield, Simon Tobin's former team, where he coached at for 27 years. Needing a win or a tie to clinch a berth into the WAC tournament, the Spartans only needed a goal to seal the victory against Cal State Bakersfield, and got that in the 34th minute as Omar Lemus found Miguel Castillo for the 1-0 tournament clinching win.
Swimming and diving make a splash in their sweep at UC Santa Cruz this past weekend. Caleb Boardman has more.
San Jose State Swimming and Diving traveled to UC Santa Cruz this Saturday and swept the Banana Slugs 230-69. Senior Carrie Reiswig set a new school record for the 1-meter dive with a score of 315.45, beating her own record from last year of 309.8, also against UC Santa Cruz. Freshman Natasha Sundano came in second in the first diving competition, followed by senior Ari Tamada. Senior Kindly Fonseca finished fourth in the first diving competition, but came back and finished second in the second competition. Then, in swimming, senior Taylor Lair led with wins in the 500 and 200 free, along with the 2 medleys. Aaron Wayman got a win for the Spartans in the 1,000 freestyle, beating second place by over a minute. Sophomore Jamie Dodd also did well, finishing first in the 200 fly and 500 free. She wasn't the only multiple event winner, however. Sophomores Violani Ava and Jenna Lloyd excelled in the 100 back, 200 individual medley, 100, and 200 breast. The Spartans showed their strength not only as individuals, but also as a team, placing first in both the 200 medley relay and the 400 free relay. The swimming team competes next in Cincinnati, while the diving team heads to Flagstaff, Arizona for their next meet.
Last Friday, Bay Area Sports World executives collided with San Jose State football on campus to talk about how sports in the Silicon Valley are powered through STEAM.
Go someplace that you've never been before. Get involved in something that you don't have the slightest idea what to do. Go someplace where you're going to fail multiple times, and that is where you will succeed. It takes guts and it takes an ability, and I know that 2 hours from now, next year, the line will be out the door. Everybody wants to see what success looks like, but you can't get there unless you start.
We're struggling as a football team, but I've seen these kids battle week in and week out. Right now I feel great about where our heart's at. Now we have some other things to fix, but in terms of not quitting, not fighting till the end, playing their tails off to the final whistle is what I'm looking for.
That's all we have for today's show. Don't forget to follow us on social media at the Spear SJSU on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Also, check out the 16th edition of the Spear magazine on our website, thespearsjsu.com. We'll see you next week.